Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and you know he's all about options. That's what you're always saying. I got options. I got options. What are the options?
The options are to get the equity out of your house at the most cost-effective way that's going to save you the most amount of money, paying off credit cards, home improvement, whatever you want to do.
And that's one of the reasons you would use the Richard Toccato Companies instead of a bank, because they give you so many options. And it all starts with one free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little extra, uncensored, unedited, and almost uninterrupted. Get ready for the most extra podcast known to man. The Ace and TJ Show presents the Extra Funny Podcast.
Y'all know how we talk about old people food, you know, that our grandparents used to try to get us to eat and stuff like that, that you would go, no kid is going to eat that. Like salmon patties and black cherry walnut ice cream.
My go-to on that is always your grandmother nut ice cream, black cherry walnut. That's okay. That's okay, Nana.
Yeah. But, I mean, just back then thinking about eating a salmon patty would just be just. But now, I think I'd probably like it. I mean, as a matter of fact, I would like it because I've done it before, made salmon patties. But I didn't, I used real salmon, not the canned salmon and all, or mackerel or whatever my grandparents used to eat. You take the salmon fillets and throw them in a food processor and chop them all up. That's how you do it. But as a kid, I would look at those salmon patties in that black iron skillet as my grandparents were cooking it, and those big old ass onions hanging out of them, be like, stinking up the house. Nasty.
It's amazing when you think about what your foods that your kids eat, or our kids have eaten, TJ, that we didn't even have access to as a kid.
I know.
There was no sushi. My daughter used to love sushi. There was no sushi in my town of Pineville, Louisiana.
There's still not sushi in my town of Winfield, Louisiana.
Yeah. No. At the grocery store? Mm-mm. You can't even get like little sushi trays at the grocery store?
I doubt it. I mean,
sushi. My son orders salmon all the time. Loves it. I mean, even when he was younger, he would still get salmon. It's like, man, when I was 15, I didn't even know they had salmon. Yeah. You could get salmon at most restaurants in Alexandria, Louisiana.
You can have crappie or crappie.
Catfish. But there is an old person food that I love and always have. Jello salad.
Jello.
Really? They make different types of Jello salad. Not the kind Ace, when we would go to the Piccadilly cafeteria in Louisiana, and they'd have that big clump of Jello that was sitting on lettuce, and then it would have, not like that salad, but they call it it's like a fruit salad of Jello.
Yeah.
There's this old lady an elderly lady or a seasoned citizen, an older American, whatever they're supposed to be called now. That Riggins actually turned me on to, that does recipes, and her granddaughter videos her and all that, and she always ends each demonstration by saying, "Now shine for Jesus." She's real old school Southern, and she made an orange cream Jello salad the other day that I can't wait to do it. Really? I'm looking for a reason to do it because it's got Cool Whip and orange Jello and a vanilla pudding all mixed in with it, and mandarin orange. I mean, it looked delicious. But that's just not something that a person in their 20s would go, you know what, I am craving an orange cream Jello salad.
I cannot wait to make that this weekend.
And the brilliance.
Everybody come over. I'm going to have some orange Jello salad we can all enjoy.
Because my grandmother, my dad's mom that lived in Louisville, Kentucky, she was a great cook. And I remember she made this orange cream Jello salad thing. And the brilliance of it was that they didn't count it as a dessert. They counted it as a side salad. Like it went with the meal.
Really?
Yeah. And it had, she didn't even use Cool Whip. She used Dream Whip, which is a little powder that you get and mix it up. Which I still, if you're going to go to the trouble of making Dream Whip out of a powder and then mixing milk or whatever you do with it, why not just get the heavy cream and make your own whipped cream? But anyway, it was delicious. She put walnuts and stuff in it, so I'd have to eat around that. Yeah. But the adults loved it.
But that would count as the salad on the plate? Okay.
Yeah, or one of the salads, yeah.
Kind of like at school.
Mm-hmm. Jello salad.
Yeah.
Jello salad.
And the comedian that my wife and I love, named Leanne Morgan, she always talks about going and visiting her little mama and daddy in Tennessee and making Jello salads for them because they love them. But that could even just be Jello with fruit in it. That's considered a Jello salad. You don't even have to have the whipped cream and all in it.
That's initially what I thought of when you said that. Is it just Jello with fruit in it? But the one you described sounds delicious with vanilla pudding and Cool Whip, orange Jello. That sounds awesome.
Shine for Jesus. And you remember that old bullshit they used to give us at school, Ace, that was just like shredded carrots and it had a vinaigrette in it with raisins? Did you ever know any of the students that eat even a bite of that? I mean, even the kids that were dirt ass poor.
Yeah.
And about the only true meal they had in the day was the school lunch and breakfast or whatever. They're not even eating that bullshit.
It was always wet.
Yeah,
because slimy. And I remember when you would clean your tray off, that would just kind of slide out as a you're like, ugh. Just seeing that makes you never want to eat that. Whenever you get it again. And
now that I know about food and everything, I'm guessing that that's what that was. Some sort of a vinaigrette dressing on it.
I don't know. It was,
and then it had all those raisins. I mean, it was disgusting.
Raw carrots?
Raw carrots mixed with a dressing and raisins, all in a big ass bowl, and then they would just spoon it out onto because they had to give you a vegetable, I guess,
and
according to the rules.
It looked exactly like it sounded. It was like that face you're making is the face every kid made. But it was their elementary school, middle school, high school. They kept putting it on the tray. Well, only difference was in high school. When I went to high school, you had the option. If you saw what was coming, you could get the regular tray, or you could always get a hamburger and fries.
Yeah.
And if you saw what was coming, you're like, I'll take hamburger and fries today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might as well have just mixed up those giant bowls and then dumped them right in the trash can because nobody was eating them.
He's 100% correct. Nobody ever ate that.
Ugh.
But it was gross when you would clean off your tray. You'd watch it. It was just kind of like as a clump. It would kind of like slimy slide off the tray.
Or they'd put it in the round part, and then you couldn't get it all out. But yeah, I don't think I ever saw a kid even try it.
Yeah.
I mean, we would never have that at home.
I'm still blown away by the fact that I could eat pizza and corn and not just absolutely just shit my pants every single day. I'm like, what was my body doing in high school that is definitely not doing now? I'm like, that is remarkable. When I think about this, it was like corn and like
you would think it's the reverse. You would think today your body would have strengthened somehow and gotten better, but in reality you're working in reverse.
Yeah, here's a great idea. Let's add pizza, corn, and then chocolate milk. Just stir that shit up in there and it's amazing that I just didn't.
Just imagine that though. You get a pizza delivered to your house and then you go and grab, what is that, Promised Land? What is it called?
Promised Land chocolate milk.
As much as you love that, that being your beverage with pizza.
I would just die. I think that's what would happen.
Get a pizza delivered and go, you know what? I got a can of corn I can open up in here too.
Yeah, let me let me just take all this food and then dump it right in the toilet. I might as well.
But I'm wondering why they never put the corn on the pizza. They might as well have I guess because a lot of kids didn't even eat the corn, but.
Yeah.
The pizza always had that, for lack of a better explanation, like a grainy crust.
Yeah.
That's cornmeal.
It would just flake off or whatever.
People
That keeps it from
romanticize.
sticking to the pan. It's cornmeal. Yeah.
People love reminiscing. They're like, oh, that pizza was so good. I'm like, I guarantee if you go back and eat that pizza, it is not that good. But they love to, romanticize it.
Pizza day was always a good day, but in hindsight, that was not good pizza.
No, it was not.
You knew then this pizza is not great compared to the pizza you would go eat it. For us, it was like at BJ's Pizza House or whatever.
Anywhere.
But see, I didn't know
school.
because we didn't have a pizza place in my town.
Yeah, y'all didn't have a Domino's or anything like that.
The only other pizza we had was frozen from the grocery store with those Totinos or Tony's, whatever those things are.
When we first got a Domino's pizza in my town. It was in the middle of town, and I lived just outside the city limits. So it was still when Domino's did 30 minutes or less from the time you called. And I remember when they first opened, we would call them, and they were like, You could have to meet us at the gas station because they wouldn't guarantee 30 minutes or less because we live just a little bit too far outside.
Sucks.
So it's like, okay, if I want Domino's, I got to get in the car and drive like 3 miles up the road and meet them at the gas station to get pick up the pizza.
Or they'd say, well, you just don't deliver to your area.
Yeah.
Man, that would suck. But when we had that pizza, that was the best.
Yeah.
Up until, I got to high school and then we had gum. When is the last time y'all have eaten something that wasn't like a dessert or a soup type thing with a spoon? Like, would you eat that corn with a spoon? Little kids eat with a spoon all the time.
You had to eat that corn with a spoon because it was in that little round tray. You had to kind of, you had to get a move on that thing, scoop it around there to get it all.
My little friend Jenny eats most meals. Which most of her meals don't require utensils. We've talked about that, but if it's something that does require utensils, most of the time she wants a spoon instead of a fork.
It's more efficient, like shoveling it in.
Yeah. It looks so weird to me watching an adult use a spoon on solid foods. It's not a soup or something.
Really? Yeah, it is odd.
It's crazy.
Like rice or corn. But it is easier with a spoon, though.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. But whatever it is, if it requires a utensil, 9 times out of 10, she's taking a fork when everybody else is using she takes a spoon when everybody else is using a fork. And I do think it's just so she can get it in there faster.
Yeah, it's like a little shovel.
Just craziness. But I'm making corn and pizza tonight. I don't care what y'all say.
Please take pictures of it for us.
Mexican corn. That Mexicorn, Del Monte Mexicorn.
Yeah.
With pizza.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little something extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast.
Our friend Richard Toccato of the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and you got a lot of pressure on you right now with the credit card debt. Let Richard help you. What are you going to do?
We're going to skip summer and make payments in the fall. How about that?
Nice.
And the best part about it is they're going to do that using the equity in your very own home. All you have to do is let Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Companies walk you through the process. It starts with one free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrich.com.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.